It is, of course, time for the Duel Links updates for January 2025. Our first look at what Konami's going to be doing for the new year, and it's looking to be a little bit of a mixed bag, right? I think people are kind of excited, but at the same time a bit worried, because they're doing some things that seem to be a little bit weird. But before that, of course, is the brand new main box coming. We're getting bundles for Macabre and Dragon Maid Shoe, which should be pretty cool. And overall, the box is really, really good, right? Because of Droplet now being obtainable from its pay-to-win prison in selection boxes, right? As well as the shell cards, that's really big. The box overall, no hard limits, that's good. Rarity-wise, better than we kind of expected, right? I think people kind of thought that maybe Chamber would be in a selection box. She's not, she's here now, as you are. Fractal as you are, again, it's a 3-off as this one is kind of expected. Here you cool, is you are as well. This is probably going to be going down as one of the, probably one of the best boxes in Duel Links history. Just in terms of raw cards, right? Maybe not meta relevance, we'll have to see what kind of happens, but overall, looking pretty good. Then we had the other day, the ARC 5 cap increase. Now, we were kind of excited for this one, and overall, a little bit of letdown. I think overall, standout rise, we've got a second copy of Ostinato for Zuzu, which is really big from Lodius, when they get them more support. Right at the moment, this doesn't do anything. When they get the new Pendulum cards and fusions, this will hopefully be a lot better. Declan got a copy of the Wave King Caesar, which of course, if you play Master, is played in Ubel, in Unchained. This is really, really good, but Limit 1, not too sure if it's going to be that great in Duel Links at the moment. We'll have to wait and find out. But everyone else, it wasn't like the best overall, right? But getting more gems, more tickets, this feature, big improvement, right? You can now do bulk purchasing of your skills. That's big. The real big thing is Duel Links updates for January. Now, we of course knew about the anniversary campaign, getting pot upgrade for Rush Duel and Bonus for Speed Duel. We'll of course get the Dream tickets, right? We'll get a structure deck, potentially 2. One for Speed Duel, one for Rush Duel. Maybe the Rush Duel one comes out later, being focused around Yumu's Red Boost Dragon. We'll have to wait and see, but that's kind of where things are aligning. But of course, UR Dream tickets, SL Dream tickets, Rush Dream packs, for example, are all on the cards, gems. It should be a very fun time, of course. Selection Box Volume 7, 8, whichever one it is, gonna bring some new payable staple to the game, which I'm sure people will be very, very happy about. Of course, sarcasm there. Then we've got Duelist Kingdom and Mission Bingo. Now, this is really big because, first of all, we don't care about Space Dragster. We don't at all. Archer and Harris, though, is long overdue, and I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years overdue. It's been in the game for ages, right? It was an NPC card, and now finally obtainable. Will it do much now? Probably not. It is very good. It is very good, but it is long overdue. Then Torguide giving us a second copy of our Tombstone Contest. This is big, of course, because it is a free search card if you're playing Exodia, if you're playing Sky Striker. Now, the other thing is, we usually see Torguide cards go to tickets right away. And so, that could mean, when we get around to the anniversary, we've actually got 3 copies of Toon Table. Which of course will be big for Toons, but for other decks as well that can abuse this engine, it's going to be really, really good. So far, event-wise and card-wise, not too bad at all. Then we've got Demon coming to the gate. Okay, sure. Then we've got the Tag Duel Tournament bringing us Supply Squad and Predator Galleon for Rush Duel. Now, the issue with this is Supply Squad is pretty okay, right? For earlier in Duel Links, this would have been really good. At the moment, it's fine, not that great. But Galleon is a boss for Yuga Goha. Now, Yuga is kind of your main antagonist of one of your big Rush Duel arcs. And does this mean he's not coming as a character? And I think Cancer give us a Caesar Leon as his main unlock card, right? And so this could be a tease as to Yuga Goha coming in February or March, but it seems a little bit too early for that, and so you could read into this as this might be them deconfirming him coming. I hope not, because Rush needs more characters than it actually has at the moment, and so I hope not, but it is a reptile. At the moment, we've not really got reptiles in Duel Links, so this could be a way to slowly bring them into the game, and that would kind of line up with our Euro rerun, which is bringing the reptile support from Metarion to the game, and so we're getting a new fusion that can make up to reptiles your opponent controls, lose attack points, and so if there's no reptile deck in the game, then you're kind of reliant on the Time Change Beam, and so I guess that's why I didn't want to hit it so early, right? Because there's no real reptile support in the game at the moment, and so cool boss that's kind of underwhelming, I guess, because of the reptile type, right? Because it does require a tribute to summon, and so that's not the best in Yo's deck at the moment. This is either a draw 2 discard 1, or it's a Dragius, which is, you know, always going to be fairly solid. So cool cards, but again, we're going to need some more reptile support. Maybe there's a super mini coming in January because it is a very speed-focused month, and so that would kind of line up a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. Then, the dual quest with a bit of Stingray, don't really care. It's a trap that summons itself as a monster, that's kind of it. But then, late January, a new upcoming event. A long way to character arrives, but it's not an unlock. And that's the big thing here. Now, we are of course getting Rin and Ruby of the game. Okay, that's fine. But the big thing is this character. That, based on the quote, is going to be Soulburner plus Flame from Vrains. Now, it is cool Vrains getting more support, but this is a very baffling character. Now, the quote is directly tied to the summoning chant for Pyro Phoenix, which we know is getting animation for Soulburner, so that all kind of lines up, right? But the big thing is, this is not a character unlock event. It's not. It's a different kind of event, and it's not a roaming event either because you're collecting items to challenge the character. So it's kind of a gate roaming hybrid in a way, but also it could be a Duelist Road because we saw back when Sherry was unlockable, her event said the exact same thing basically, was that in that you collect items to challenge the event character, and then we found out it was Duelist Road and we were all kind of confused because that's not how that event works, and so it could be something similar. Right? We could be getting a Season 1 of Vrains Duelist Road where Soulburner's kind of reflecting on the activities he wasn't part of, and then Flame appears, and then we get more lore for Vrains World, and that could be fun and interesting, right? That could be a cool new thing that's happening. But is this taking up a character slot from, say, Akira? There could be an unlock. Sure, every January, usually late January, is a brand new character, right? Last year was Mazar, the year before was Revolver, before that was Yuto, before that was Kite, for example. So usually we're getting an unlock in January, and it feels really bad this time around because it's been so long since a new character unlock, right? It's been since late November for Sweet Joe, or for Speed Duel, it's been since October for Yuri. And so you're looking at, by the time it comes around to a new character unlock in late February, 3 months since a brand new character unlock, and so that feels really, really bad. Now, could Konami do something really crazy with this event and have it give a ton of rewards, right, to the point where we don't really miss this new character? Sure, they could do, but could they also have done a thing where they give us Akira in the slot? Yeah, they could have done, but I think this does make sense in hindsight because of the character the Flame is, right? Because of all of the Ignis, right, he is the least interesting one. He basically is just with Soulburner, and that's kind of it. There is nothing like unique about him, right? Eye of course becomes human. Earth has his whole G-Golem deck. Aqua kind of works with Blue Angel to become Blue Maiden, and so for those two characters you can kind of expect a standalone character. For Lightning and Windy we don't know because Konami refused to print their decks in the OCG, and so we don't know what's happening with those two. And so I think that giving Flame first makes sense in the short term, if your plan is to eventually bring in all the other Ignises. Giving a new skill for Soulburner potentially, we don't know what's going to happen here, but we don't know if they're going to give us a new skill, or if they're going to transplant Flame onto Soulburner's character, or if they're going to do something else, right? Or if they're surprising us with an unlock, right? They might just not be telling us and kind of surprising us out of nowhere. But I feel like a Soulburner 2 doesn't really make as much sense as, say, a Jaden 2 or a Dark Sign of Carly Carmine or Callan Kessler does. A Soulburner in Duel Links is literally Soulburner after Flame, and so nothing really changes about that character or his cards with Flame being in the picture, so it doesn't really make much sense. Now, could this also be Copium, right? And that we saw back in September, of course, our double unlock event for Rin and Ruri. Could it mean we're getting a double unlock event in, say, February for Akira and Blue Maiden? Because in the show, they're of course brother and sister, and that would kind of fit together, right? Akira is not a hype character. Blue Maiden is a reskin of a character we have with new voice lines, and so I feel like those two together would make a ton of sense if that was their plan, and they really wanted Salamangreat to come out before the KC Cup, because we know KC Cup of course will be happening in early February. And so I wouldn't really expect February to be this surprise month with a character unlock at the start, KC Cup, and a character unlock at the end. That won't happen. The funny thing would be, is if after all this time, our unlock in February is a Rush character, because that would then mean it's been 4 months since a Speed character would have come to the game, and I think people would kind of freak out at that point. But we'll see, right? This could be a really exciting new event type, 8th anniversary, some big changes coming, right? It could be on that level. They could be giving us more events like this where we do get like characters come as pseudo-gate roaming events that do kind of fill in the gaps, but it taking a slot of an unlock really doesn't feel good. And that's the big kicker. The 8th anniversary month, it just feels a little bit weird, and especially again with this Yuga Goha card coming in the tactical tournament, this could be a good sign or a bad sign, right? They could be thinking this card looks dumb, because like honestly, as an animation, this would look pretty shit compared to this. This would look pretty cool, even if it's just a big beater. But overall, that's my rambly thoughts on the month upcoming. I'm sure people are excited, right? Again, Salamangreat are going to be really good with their synchro coming as well. We know it's coming via the code leaks, so we know that's coming. It's just very, very weird overall. But maybe that's what we need for Duel Links in 2025, just to get weird. We're getting a brand new banger main box, and hopefully the rest of the month will be equally as good once we get more information on this. That's just my big hold up, is just what is this? Is this going to be worthwhile? Fingers crossed it is. If we get Pyrofinger's reward card, that'll be even bigger. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Adios.